So this is going to be an interesting video. Instead of doing an actual makeup video, obviously, since I've already got all my makeup on, I wanted to explain why I got into makeup. I know people normally don't do this kind of thing until like they're like a year or two in. Like, oh, this is why I got into doing this on YouTube, yada yada yada. But after talking with one of my good friends about what to do for content and all that, we came up with this idea. It's not all that easy to talk about, but that was a good time as any. So I have a disorder called Trictotillomania. Not a lot of people know what it is. It's more common than you think. But it is a OCD that comes in the form of pulling hair. It's something I've been dealing with since I think I was maybe 15, maybe younger. I didn't recognize that it was becoming a problem until I was at least 15. So eyebrows, eyelashes, those are fake. I don't have any because those are non-existent because of trichotillomania. So I guess this is the start of many videos to come explaining what trichotillomania does, like how it affects people, because it affects people very, very differently. Obviously it involves hair pulling, but it doesn't have to be eyebrows, it doesn't have to be eyelashes, it can be the hair on your head, arms, legs, anywhere you have hair, that can be affected. And there's no cure for it. People who suffer with it, they have to adapt, basically. Sometimes there are good days, good months, good years, and then all it takes is one little thing to draw you right back in. And it's not a conscious thing. The majority of the time, you can just be like twirling your hair, and then the next thing you know, you have a big ass bald patch. Your hair is gone, and then you're just like, what the fuck did I just do? I don't remember what initially caused my trichotillomania to start, but it got worse at the age of 15. I lost my grandfather to cancer, and my brain was just like, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's not. It's very stressful to deal with. Like, talking about this is kind of stressful. I'm trying to keep my hands busy. That's why I do makeup, but I've already done that. I've done my nail polish. This entire world situation right now is incredibly stressful. So, for the people out there who have this as well, you're not alone. There are so many people who have trichotillomania or dermatillomania, which is skin picking. And it's not necessarily uncommon, it's just there's a taboo surrounding the topic because it's a mental affliction, basically. It is a mental issue, it's a mental disorder, whatever way you want to phrase it. Is something in our brains, there's a misfire. And like I said, there's no cure to it. So the only thing we can do is, try to keep ourselves distracted as best as we possibly can. Figure out new things to do. Specifically, do stuff with your hands. Paint. Draw. Do something productive with your hands. as best as you can. And, you know, even then, that's not a 100% thing. You know, some people, they have to force themselves to, like, obviously keep themselves preoccupied, or, you know, to stop. And some people have stopped completely, but there's still that possibility of essentially a relapse, if you will. And I remember being in middle school, I was bullied because I didn't have eyebrows. I didn't have a way to explain what was going on, because up until 2 or 3 years ago, I had no idea that this had a name. I just thought that, you know, obviously there was something wrong with my brain to where this was occurring. And then I did a quick Google search of, you know, hair pulling, and Trictotillomania was the first result. And, you know, reading that online, it can be very disheartening. So that's why I decided to sit down today and make this video and, you know, try to be like a beacon in a way, so that way people who also suffer from trichotillomania can have that kind of outlet, you know, to see that, oh my God, I'm not alone in this. You know, this thing that is going on with me is so incredibly common. And, you know, yes, it's one of those things. It makes you feel ashamed that you have it, because there's such this stigma around, you know, mental illness, and that's technically what it is, because it's a mania. And a lot of people think mania, like schizophrenia, like manic depressive, you know, stuff that you can take medication for it and you get better. With this, you know, yeah, you can get better, but there's always that relapse. You know, it can take years for it to kick back in, and that's what happened with me. At one point, I had my eyelashes and my eyebrows completely back, and I was just like, this is wonderful. One small moment in time completely undid all of that, and now I'm struggling with it yet again, especially with the current events going on in the world, because it is so stressful. And, you know, it's hard to reach out and try to seek help for something that can't be fixed. And, you know, it's definitely hard. Not really being able to talk to other people about it. But, you know, I'm really thankful for my friend Kevin saying, hey, this is what you should do. So now I'm doing it, and I'm hoping, I'm very hopeful that, you know, people will stumble across this video and be like, hey, I'm not alone, and I'm going to be just fine. It's going to take a while, and I'm going to relapse. I know this, because if you have trichotillomania, you know you're going to relapse at some point, and it sucks, because it takes so much time and effort to get yourself to stop. And then one thing can just make it all come undone. And it's very disheartening. It definitely, you know, puts you in a headspace where you don't want to be at. And I think that makes it even harder to deal with. And, you know, back to the whole, you know, there's no fixing it. There's no cure for it. You know, there's that mental stigma. A lot of people that I know, if they see this, they're probably going to look at me in a different light. There's a few people who are like, I didn't know that about you, but let me just say this, you look absolutely amazing without eyebrows. It's like, thanks. I've been trying for years to make my eyebrows look nice, and everybody says that I look just fine without them. And then you get there is a few people who are like, you need eyebrows to do makeup. No, you don't. Jeffree Star doesn't have eyebrows, but he shaves his off. So, but still, he pulls it off. And apparently I do too. But I still prefer to do a lot of my looks with eyebrows because it makes me feel more comfortable with myself, depending on how I'm feeling. Oops. But you know, this topic for me is hard to talk about because I have kept it to myself for so long. And you know, it's still hard to talk about. Like, it's hard to discuss it with my family because you know, a lot of my family members, they don't understand. And that's okay. But that's why I'm doing this, to help educate those who don't know about it and to help those who suffer with it, to try and help you guys figure out what you can do to help make yourself better in a way and to try and help you guys cope with this OCD piece of shit that sucks ass. I don't really know where to go off from here. I'm going to keep doing this. My friend Kevin told me, you know, make this into a journey, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, from relapse to recovery, back and forth, I'm going to, you know, keep doing this and pushing out more videos involving Trictotillomania, just to get it out there so that way people feel more comfortable with themselves. And I know, I completely understand it's not going to happen right away, that they will just automatically be okay with themselves. It will take years, and it can take even longer. But I'm hoping that by, you know, telling my story of my suffering with this, that it will help people on the other side of this screen with their journey as well. So, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Please stay inside. Wash your hands. Use sanitizer. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to. If you like this, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. You don't have to. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. But I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.